Hello everyone, this is Ryan from the ProfitTrailer team. You may know me on the support forums as RF Radio. This video is all about the pairs properties file for ProfitTrailer. So I'm going to go down the file here. Each line I'm going to tell you what each one of these functions does. Starting off here in general settings, we have market. This is defining what your base currency you're going to be trading in. So that you have the option of BTC, Ether, USDT. It would just change to USDT, or on Poloniex you have the option for Monero, and on Binance you have the option for Binance Coin. I trade in Bitcoin markets mostly, so I'll leave this BTC. All trading enabled. This is your switch to turn on your trading. If this is set to true, that means you're going to trade. Set to false, it disables all trading, no buys, no sells. Nothing happens. So in order to trade, leave that as true. All sell only mode, this would be if you wanted to set everything to sell only. No buys. False means it will buy. If you set this to true, it will stop all buys and you will only sell. All these statements though that start with all, you can also set them for a coin pair specifically. All panic sell enabled. This is an emergency button if you want to panic sell everything. If you set this to true, it's going to sell everything that you're holding in your pairs log and in your DCA log. It is going to immediately try and sell everything at whatever price it can get, which means it's probably not going to be the best one. So use this sparingly, and if you need to use it, I prefer to use it only on specific coin pairs, in which I would change the all to the coin pair that I wanted to sell. The pair settings individually, these are the conventions right here for each exchange. On Binance, it's coin pair BTC, nothing in between it, and then Bittrex, it's BTC dash, then the coin pair symbol, and on Poloniex, it's BTC underscore coin pair symbol. Again, if you're using the Ether market or USDT market, change this BTC to ETH or USDT, or Monero, or if you're using Monero on Poloniex, it's XMR underscore whatever your coin pair is, etc. And these can be used here in the all enabled pairs line. Instead of using all, say you wanted to trade on Bittrex, BTC Ether, that would be your coin pair. Or if you're on Binance, you would want to set it this way. And then if you want to add more, if you're on Binance again, say you want to sell Monero in the BTC markets or buy and sell it, it would be this symbol here. Every time you add one, it's a comma, then a space. So it's comma, space. In between, that's when you put your coin pairs. Or if you want to just set all and filter it using your other settings down below here that we'll go over, then you just set it to all. Then you have all max cost. This is the amount in Bitcoin that you're going to use to buy each coin pair, regardless of the price. So this is your total outlay for your initial buy. On Binance, this is going to be a minimum of 0.002. There are other settings in the wiki, but this is currently set for Bittrex at 0.0012. I believe Poloniex is similar price. Each of the coin pairs it can be bought. Actually, each of the markets, the BTC, Ether, what have you, will have a different minimum cost or minimum trade level that you can buy each coin pair at. The all max cost percentage, this is going to be essentially defining how much you buy of each coin in a percentage of your total pending value, as opposed to actually setting a specific cost that you're going to purchase each coin at. If you use this, if you use the max cost percentage, you have to disable the all max cost line or set it to 0. Right now, this is commented out by this hashtag here. If you want to enable that line, delete the hashtag. All min by balance is how much of your balance that your bot will hold back, that it will not trade with. So if you set this to, say, 0.05, then see if we're in the Bitcoin market, then it means we will use all except for 0.05 Bitcoin that we're holding in our account. You will always have at least 0.05 Bitcoin left in your balance that it will not trade with. Or if you set this to 0, and then you enable this line below it that says all min by balance percentage, that means that you will be using a percentage. It will hold back half of whatever your balance is, no matter how much you have, and it will not trade with less than 50% if you use 50. If you set this to 30, again, it means it will hold back 30% of your total pending value and will not trade with it. Then immediately below that, we have all min by volume. This is the minimum amount of volume, trading volume, that a coin pair must have in the market in order for the bot to buy it. This market being BTC right now, this right now is telling us that ProfitTrailer will not buy a coin pair unless the market that it's in has got at least 50 Bitcoin worth of volume trading on it. Then you have all min by price. This is the minimum price you could set. Like if you went 0.0005, that means that ProfitTrailer won't buy any coin pair that's under 5,000 Satoshis. You can set it like that too. I mean, there are many ways you could set this. This is essentially used to weed out like low volume coins or pump and dump coins, which typically are not low volume, I guess, low priced coins. And it's the same idea here with the min by volume. Min by volume and min by price can be used to weed out low price and low volume coins or potential pump and dump coins using these. These do affect your possible buy log. If a coin pair doesn't meet these criteria, they won't show up in your possible buy log. Max trading pairs. This is just like it sounds, the maximum amount of pairs that the bot will trade. If you get to this amount that you specify here, combined between your pairs log and your DCA log, it'll stop buying and your possible buy log will be blank. There won't be anything there. All buy strategy. There are several buy strategies. You have EMA spread, SMA spread, EMA gain, SMA gain, low BB, high BB, loss, and these are all just different strategies used to buy the coins. I'm not going to go over what each one does. There's going to be separate videos for those, but you can look them up in the wiki if you want to know what they are. All buy value is also dependent on what buy strategy you're using. It's going to be different type of value for each one, but this is the threshold at which the bot is going to try and buy. All trailing buy, this is going to be the point after the bottom. Say the coin pair that you're tracking has gone below your buy value, which means, okay, we satisfied the threshold at which we want to buy, but it's still going down. The bot's going to watch it go down, wait for a bottom, wait for it to come back up by this percentage of its price right here that you set. So if it's set for 0.1, that means that when it comes back up 0.1% of its price from the bottom, or from the price it was at its bottom, then it's going to buy it. That's the point at which it's going to set the buy order. And it's going to go look at this all max buy spread. All max buy spread is the difference in percentage between the highest buying offer and the lowest selling offer. So this is just, right now this is set for 1%, so it's got to be a maximum of 1% difference between the highest buy and the lowest selling offer. If it's wider than this, you can set this as wide as you want, but you got to watch to make sure that you don't set it too wide to get pump and dump coins, things like that. This also affects your possible buy log, this all max buy spread. If it's not inside this number, or if it's not below this percentage that you set here, it won't show up in possible buy. Sell settings. You have two sell settings, only gain, or sell strategies, only gain and high BB. The sell value, again, is the threshold at which it's going to look to sell. And also there's going to be another video on sell strategies. So the sell value is, again, just like your buy value, it's going to be the point at which the bot is going to look to sell, and then it's going to look at your trailing profit here. So if it's still going up past your selling value, it's going to wait for it peaks and then comes back down from that peak by this percentage of whatever the price was at the peak. And then it's going to buy. Then it's going to sell. And then you have your all stop loss trigger. This stop loss trigger is a percentage loss that you're willing to basically panic sell everything at. So if you leave this as all and you set it as 10, then when any of your coin pairs hit a 10% loss, it's going to immediately sell it. or immediately try and sell it. And then you have all stop loss timeout. Again, these all statements can be replaced with a specific coin pair if you only want to stop loss specific coin pairs. The stop loss timeout, this is in minutes, and it's for following a stop loss sell. The number of minutes that the bot will wait before it even attempts to buy it again. So it's basically a cooling off period saying don't trade for X amount of minutes after you stop loss. It's kind of an insurance policy to help make sure that you don't buy it again while it's going down and it hasn't bottomed yet. Then we have all min profit. This only works with high BB. This is a minimum amount of profit in a percentage that you're willing to take. So on high BB, it will look to satisfy this condition in addition to your sell value before it attempts to buy or sell. Then you have all DCA enabled. This is we're currently set to false. That means it will not allow dollar cost averaging. You have 3 values to choose from: true, false, and then you can set a percentage. If you set this to true, it means everything's going to go enable DCA, and then it's going to rely on your DCA file to determine when things move over to the log. Or you could set it, say, a percent drop. So if I set it to -2, when a coin pair hits -2% profit, like a 2% loss, then it's going to move it over to the DCA log and then let the DCA settings take over from there. Then we have right here manual price settings. These are better used in hot config, but you can set them here just to avoid possible problems of the bot operating. I would wait for it to update the cycle and then immediately disable these lines. So you set the coin pair specifically and then _bot_price equals whatever your price is that you want to set. It's useful if you're bringing in a coin from off exchange or if you bought something manually on the exchange outside the bot and it needs to know what the price is. BTC drops triggers. These are safety settings. All BTC price drop triggers. So if Bitcoin price on your exchange drops by a set percentage that you pick here, then it'll go into sell only mode. I currently have this set to 12. So this is just an example. If the Bitcoin price drops by 12% over the last 24 hours, then it goes into sell only mode. Then if it recovers by a set percentage over the last 24 hours, then it will come out of sell only mode. So what I've got here is if it enables a 12% drop over the last 24 hours, then it will recover and come out of sell only mode when the price comes back up so that it's only a 10% drop over the last 24 hours. And then you have the price rise triggers. These are exactly the opposite. They work the same. So a BTC price drop trigger, if the market's going down suddenly, that protects you from buying as it's going down but hasn't yet reached the bottom. And then the price rise trigger, this protects you from sudden rises in the market and prevents your bot from buying until it's peaked and started to come back down. So you're not buying at the peak. Consecutive buy and sell triggers. These do not work on Binance. So what these are is if the bot has bought a set number of buys without any sells in between, it goes into sell only mode. And also with the sell trigger, it's the exact opposite. If it sells a set amount of coin pairs with no buys in between, it goes into sell only mode. You set how many buys and sells you want, and then it'll follow that. It's useful if, like all consecutive buy trigger, this could signal that perhaps the market is dropping rapidly, and then it'll stop after a set number of buys to protect you from buying more while the market's still descending. And exactly the opposite with sell. If it's selling a lot while the market's going up rapidly, this protects you from selling or from buying coins as the market is rising rapidly and potentially leaving you with a lot of bags. Multiple buy settings, all pending order wait time. So this is the number of minutes after a particular buy that the bot will wait before putting the coin pair that it bought into the pending log, which means that once it goes in the pending log, it's going to go and buy that coin again. It'll be able to do that. You use this if you want to try and accumulate a coin over time. You can change the all to a coin pair specifically, or you can just leave it as all if you only want to accumulate specific coins that you set up in your all trading pairs. And then all combined cancel pending trigger. This is when you reach a certain profit level for whatever coins you have in the pending log, then it'll move it back to pairs and sell it according to your pairs to your sell strategy. Disable pairs. Again, it shows you the convention used on each of the exchanges. DCA, if you don't want to use DCA on a specific coin pair, you just go coin pair underscore DCA enabled equals false, and there's underscore between DCA and enabled. Trading, if you want to not trade a specific pair, you put the coin pair underscore trading underscore enabled equals false. That will disable trading for that. If you're going to use these, make sure you take that hashtag off of that beginning of the line, or else it won't work. And these are the sell-only mode overrides. These are URLs. These are also found on the ProfitTrailer Wiki under the FAQ near the bottom. Now, if you just copy this line here and paste it into your browser, it's going to open up a new page showing that you've turned on sell-only mode override. So that will never allow your bot to buy. Or never allow your bot to go into sell-only mode. Sorry, it will allow buying even under conditions that you set prior to force the bot into sell-only mode. So it will not allow it to go into sell-only mode ever. And then you have this other one here that if you copied and pasted in your browser, it would disable the sell-only mode override, and then it would allow your sell-only mode to activate according to your triggers. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the pairs properties file. Quick review.